Comedian Tom Cotter. Tom, thank you so much.
Honored
Appreciate
to be
you making
here.
the time.
Sure.
I have said on this show many times, we're funny. Like all of these people from all of these places with all these beliefs and languages and all of our idiosyncrasies, we're funny. When did we stop laughing at ourselves?
And we need laughs more now than ever, I would argue, in today's current climate. It's just crazy. We came out of the pandemic where we couldn't work. I married a comedian, so we were both unemployed during the pandemic. Right. We come out of the pandemic into this woke nightmare where everything you utter is a trigger to somebody. People get, before this, Seinfeld wrote an op-ed to the New York Times saying he would never work at a college again because these kids show up at the college waiting for you to utter that one syllable that's going to trigger them, and then they go off on social media, and then people who aren't even in the same area code jump in. And I got news for you. If Seinfeld's too offensive for you, the rest of us are doomed, because he's squeaky clean. So the rest of us are like walking on eggshells now.
Have you felt this, in some of your appearances where, has there been an instance in one when you're on stage or somebody gets terribly offended by your act and starts heckling you? Has this been an issue for you?
First of all, I love hecklers. I think that's kind of fun because you're always going to win. You have the microphone, the lights on you, etc. But generally, they don't heckle. They just wait and like little ninjas and then go on social media, and that's where they launch their attack at you. And I've had friends that have gotten canceled. It's not a comfortable thing for them because now you're messing with someone's livelihood.
Right.
So in our business, we talk about the C's. It's corporate, college, cruise ship, casino, comedy club. Corporate and college pay the most, and those are the two that want you now to be the most squeaky clean, beyond Disney clean, nothing homophobic, transphobic, racial, anything. You have to walk on such eggshells now that I can do an hour at a corporate gig and I have to just make fun of myself the whole time.
You mentioned your wife, Carrie, is also a great stand-up comedian.
She is.
Is this more directed at men these days? And do women get a little bit more of a pass in terms of being able to be maybe a little more un-PC?
I am guilty of being a white male, and we are the most evil creatures on the planet now, as you know. So a white middle-aged male,
Guilty.
which is even worse.
Guilty as charged.
So we get less of the parameters within which to work now. Women can say things. It used to be the other way around. Women had to work with these narrow channels where they couldn't say anything blue or kind of edgy. Now women can say whatever they want. It's men that can't.
You've been poking fun at this on stage as well. To your credit, let's take a look at a little bit of your work.
Some of the casinos are very woke in Vegas now. No longer is it blackjack, now it's Black Lives Matter Jack, which is very nice. No longer is it one-eyed Jack, now he's visually impaired Jack. And some of the Jacks identify as Jill now, that's kind of weird. And no longer is it poker, now it's take her out to dinner and a movie. It's insane.
You have twin boys.
I do.
That are in college,
yes,
in the middle of all of this woke nonsense. When they call home, what are they saying to mom and dad about this?
Thank God they're saying this is crazy. Thank God they haven't been swept up in this madness and caught up in the brainwashing that goes on in college campuses now. And their friends, thank God, their peer group, very down to earth. I wouldn't say they're arch conservatives, but they're more conservative than most college kids are now. And so we're very lucky in that regard. And we didn't force that upon them. They discovered that on their own. And my youngest is only 17. He's kind of conservative also. So I'm hoping that the pendulum is swinging a little bit back to normalcy and we can go on.
I was just going to ask you about that real quick before we have to go. Are you seeing pushback and feeling pushback either from audiences that they're just kind of done with this nonsense?
I think most of them are, but we're the silent majority, and we're afraid to speak out because if we do, we're racist, we're homophobic, we're transphobic or something, so everyone's quiet. I think the ballot box in November will be the true indicator of where we are, and I'm kind of hopeful that the pendulum will swing back and we'll get back to. I think we're going to look back in history at this time and say, are you kidding me?
Right? What the heck are we thinking?
We're giving kids drugs to change their gender when they're in middle school. I mean, what is that all about? And just the craziness of these kids. And diversity, equity, inclusion, that's what everyone wants, but they don't want to include the Jewish people. And if we're not diverse, in the last 10 years, we've had a black president, a orange president, and a senile president. If that's not diverse, I don't know what is.
Tom Cotter, thank you very much for your perspective. Appreciate it. TomCotter.com. Check him out. He's touring around the country.